One of NAU's very own is heading off to compete for Team USA at the Paralympics later this July in Paris. Keegan Knott is a freshman swimmer at NAU and just completed her first year competing at the Division I level. Knott will be the youngest athlete competing on the Team USA swim team. Knott hails from Gurnee, Illinois, where she grew up swimming and dancing, but eventually she decided to just stick to swimming. Knott sits in the S9 disability classification, a swimming classification that means an athlete has a severe weakness in one leg. Knott was born with congenital femoral deficiency and fibular hemimelia in her right leg, which leaves her with a shorter femur and tibia, no fibula or right hip joint, and a fused right ankle. Throughout her life, she has had many leg lengthening surgeries, but the pool has been something that has not only helped her as an athlete, but in her recoveries as well.
But what I do remember is just loving the fact that I could still get in the water and swim. Like, there was a swim team over in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's where my doctor was, and that's where I trained. And they were just super accommodating, and they were able to help me get back in the water, and that was super nice.
Knott was just 15 in 2021 when she competed for Team USA at the Paralympics in Tokyo. She was also the youngest athlete on the roster then.
Yeah, well, I'm actually still the youngest for swimming, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's going to be so different just because it was COVID last time, and so I had to leave 3 days into the meet because I was the first day. And so I'm just super excited to be able to not only swim, but also enjoy the entire experience this time.
NAU swim coach Andy Johns has been at NAU for 28 seasons now, and his team has won 11 consecutive WAC titles. But despite all of that experience, Knott is the first disabled athlete that he has coached at NAU.
Well, she's willing to do the work. We've asked her to do a few things a little differently than she did in the past, and that was a little risky, in the year leading up to Paris. But she's been really open to the suggestions and doing things a little differently, and it's been fun.
Knott feels that the pool grants her a freedom that she doesn't normally have.
I've always loved the water. I'd always tell my mom that I didn't need help and I would just jump in and I'd be perfectly fine as a kid. I actually danced first, and then at one point it ended up being, do you want to dance or do you want to swim? And I chose swim. And that was definitely one of the best choices I've made in my life. I've just always loved the water. It's super freeing, because I've always said, there's this one story where one of my teammates said, they didn't even know I was disabled until I got out of the water. It's just so different being able to be in the water just because I get to take my shoe off and just swim.
Knott is looking to enjoy her time in Paris and in the high-level competition, but is still looking to have success competing. If you want to follow Knott through her competition, you can catch all the Paralympic broadcasts on Peacock. I'm Tony Bracha for Cap Sports.